Hello and welcome to the first devlog of Tick Tank Boom, which is a tank shooter that I'm working on. It's basically every player is controlling a tank and you can shoot each other, and then there's going to be different game modes like free-for-all, for example, or domination, or maybe some kind of battle royale. I don't know. It's really gonna be like a framework that I can build into whatever I feel like or whatever players feel like. I've been working on this on and off for 1 or 2 months now, getting it to a technical prototype, which I achieved a couple of weeks ago, where all the network communication stuff pretty much worked and was able to play the game. And now then I just started revamping the whole UI. I made a pretty big UI concept document where I just laid out everything, how I wanted it to look like. I thought about the animations, and then the previous week I've been implementing the whole UI. There's still some parts missing, like the kill feed is still a little bit buggy. The animations aren't exactly what I want them to be. And there's no minimap, which is something that I'm also going to add, but it's a little more challenging, so I kept that for the end. Yesterday evening we conducted a play test for the first time, where I just invited one of my friends to join me. Had a couple of network issues, as you usually do with this stuff. I know if any of you remembers how LAN parties went down in the 2010 years, where everybody hooked up to Switch, and then it was like who could see each other and who could join each other, and usually a couple of people were able to play and 1 or 2 people always were figuring out network issues and figuring out why they couldn't see anybody on the network, and then it just came down to a couple of stupid settings in the Windows firewall. Yeah, good times. It was the firewall again yesterday, so yeah, we fixed that. And then we're able to actually play a full game of free-for-all, which is like the only mode I've got built into right now. I think it's a very boring mode. It's probably gonna stay just for fun and for small groups of people to play against each other, but I'm planning to build much more interesting game modes into the game. Currently there's also not really a map. It's just like this environment I built, which is supposed to like give me an idea of what the game is supposed to look like. So in the general style, the general theming, textures, terrain, the grass, for example, the trees, the water shader, stuff like that. And it just gives me the opportunity to test out the physics and everything. And I just plop down some spawns, basically a circle around the map. So there's also no system yet that checks for where other players are when it decides where to spawn you.
Woo! Ja, meine hat er schon die ganze Zeit so. Ja.
Nein!
Sicker Spawn, nein. Warum hast du das?
So sometimes you just spawn right in front or right behind an enemy, which is really unfair. Obviously, I'm gonna fix that for the final game, but right now it's what it is. I'm really happy that there's a way to play the game right now at all, so I'm not complaining about these small things. I'm gonna fix them in the coming weeks. But yeah, so far I'm really happy with how things are turning out. There's one last thing I want to show you in a little bit more detail, which is the tank tracks, because that's something that I put a lot of time in. If you look at the tracks of the tank right now, the wheels and the tracks are conforming to the terrain, so they move in accordance to like unevenness on the ground. And if you drive over a bump or something, then everything bends just like it would in real life. That's usually something that if you see it in a game and it looks right, you don't really pay attention to it, because that's just how it would be in real life and it just makes sense. But if it's not there, it's really obvious because it distinctively doesn't look like real life. So yeah, that's something that I'm really happy with. That took me quite a while to implement. Spent a whole week on that. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm hoping this is something that is interesting to some of you. If you like what you see, in the description you can find a link to my Discord server where you can just join and engage in casual conversation, or just be there to follow the development process to get some updates on when playtests are happening, or when new things are released, or when the game launches on Steam, which is bound to happen eventually. It's probably going to take some more months. Think sometime like next summer or end of next spring might be realistic, although I can't promise you that. I have no clue how long it takes me to do the network side of things, because there's still a lot missing there for people to just play multiplayer seamlessly without networking issues and that stuff, because that's an absolute must, obviously, for a multiplayer game. But yeah, just follow me on Discord, on Mastodon if you want to. Mastodon, I don't know how to say it in English, honestly. I didn't create a Twitter account for the game because, you know, Twitter's just going, it's a sinking ship at that point, I guess. So yeah, I'd be happy if you followed. That'd be great. Otherwise, you can just subscribe to this channel. Also, that'd be great. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you like it. That helps me out a lot. Yeah, have a good time. See you next time. Bye.